presenting At the Crossroads of Time. Let's start out with that time period, 9/11. Who was president then? Was it this guy on the left or this guy on the right? What was his moral compass saying, either that day or overall? Whose country is it anyway? The symbols, what do they mean? Whose are they? It's common knowledge that the Freemasons were the masterminds behind the designs on the $1 bill. But did you know that it's also true of the $20 bill? Here we have the all-seeing eye, the pyramid's capstone, which is Christ. It's the body of Christ, the psilocybin mushroom, big deal. But it is really a big deal. Novus Ordo Seclorum, one world order. Totalitarian information awareness, i.e. Big Brother or censorship, the New World Order. Big Brother is watching you. That's why I call him Big Bother. Did you know that if you took the new $20 bill, which is no longer new, it was printed and released just after 9/11, it has no poppy leaves on it, but if you fold it just so, it has two twin towers burning down. The one on the right, which would be our left, is struck first, and then the second tower is hit. And they're hit by two planes. One on the left says American, and the other on the right says United. Are these people clever or what? The old $20 bill, before we took over the opium fields of Afghanistan, showed the opium poppy here. These are the leaves of the poppy plant, the opium poppy. And the cobra is hidden at the base because poppies can be addictive and the opium crisis is no joke. What are they after with this New World Order? You see poppies and heroin needles in the right hand and guns and weapons in the left, with a picture of the Twin Towers there on the shield, and it says New World Order. Did you know that the Pentagon is actually a pentagram that's been truncated? This is Washington, D.C. from the air. A closer examination shows the five-pointed downward star, which ends at the White House. Again from the air. It's not a completed five-pointed star. They never completed this part right here. That's because they left it open for influence. Sort of like a magical circle. Here's a diagram of what you're looking at. And another figure here is the owl. This is the compass and square of the Freemasons and the head of an owl. The owl is the deity of Moloch. Here in the $1 bill, in the upper right hand corner, you see the owl perched on the shield. That's because they have a place called Bohemian Grove where they meet and do sacred rituals that are really more like preternatural rituals. One example is that they take a wooden effigy of a person and they burn it, and they call the person that they're burning up Care. And it's to basically take away the guilt of trying to rule the world and oppress the population and depopulate the peoples. This is happening now. These guys are after us, and the natural enemy of the Illuminati is the educated Christian. Walter Cronkite was the newscaster, was the actual voice for the owl deity. He would get inside there with a microphone and speak to the people. There's Walter himself, I believe. And you see Tricky Dick there and Ronald Reagan. That's the sort of people who hang out there at the Bohemian Grove together, planning our fate. Washington himself was a Freemason before he rejected the lodge as being influenced by the Jacobins, or the Illuminati, as it was deeper to be discovered. There's their basic symbol. The G is for Gnostic, means secret knowledge. Here's what you get if you put a 5-pointed star over the $1 bill's pyramid. You get the spelling out of Mason. The Illuminati infiltrated the Masons at a certain point, and they made a blood pact to rule the world. The Yale University students, George Bush Sr., and Kerry, I forget Kerry's last name, but he ran for president. They have all been indoctrinated by this Satan or Luciferian worshipping cult. Fortunately, we have the knowledge of what the capstone really was. The name of God. There's a 6-point star. It also creates the word Mason. And again, their secret handshake is demonstrated there. This is Albert Pike. He said we'd have to have, according to his logos, or demonic entity, we'd have to have 3 world wars in order to create the one world government that they want. And this is one of their end goals. A chip, an implant, to control your bank account and maybe even your mind. Don't take the mark, folks. It's foolishness. We can educate ourselves. We can educate others. And we can get to know God.